My dear fifth grade children, good morning to all. How are you, ma? Are you fine? Be happy. Be staying home. Okay? Okay, fine, ma. Have you had your breakfast? Okay, very fine. Do you like to study social science? Okay. Okay, ma. Fine, fine. Okay. Now we can see the lesson 4. Do you know the title of the lesson? Because we are now going to study that condition of this lesson. That is a fourth lesson. So in the previous class we learned. Can you remember it? Yeah, please say. Yeah, that is major temperature zones of the earth. Isn't it? Okay, am I correct? Okay, fine. Okay, let us listen here. Okay, ma. Okay, we already learned that we are living on the earth. Earth is the unique planet, blue planet. Why it is a unique planet? Because this planet only supports the life. How? Because in the presence of air and water, isn't it? Okay. Okay, then today we can see that in the previous class we learned that temperature zones, some of the zones, isn't it? What are the types of zones? That is temperature zones. Okay, in the previous 3 lessons we learned that latitudes, longitudes, isn't it? And that equator and primary meridian, number is 0 degree, north pole, south pole. The equator means it divides the earth into 2 equal poles, that is the north pole and south pole. And longitudes, other is called what? Primary meridian is numbered as 0 degree. Can you remember it? Okay, fine, ma. Okay, now listen here. Now we see the temperature zones. This is also in the previous class we learned that. I recall. Now listen here. The different temperature zones are called heat zones. What is a heat zones? Temperature varies is different. The different temperature zones are called heat zones. The heat in each of these zones depends how far it is from the equator. This is in the previous class, previous lesson we learned, isn't it? So, the temperature zones near the equator are the hottest. Near the equator, temperature is very hottest. As we move away from the equator, the temperature zones becomes cooler. Can you clear it? Can you remember these points? Yeah, very good. The temperature zones near the equator are the hottest. Okay, at the same time, these temperature zones away from the equator, that is near the poles, that zone is very cooler. Okay, the coldest temperature zones are near the poles. So the poles means that is a very cold. So the zones near the poles, that is the coldest. At the same time, the zone near the equator, zone means that part, that, okay. So near the equator, that zone is very hottest. The climate, what is climate? So it is permanent or changes? It is suddenly changes, isn't it? Sometimes cloudy, windy, very hot, morning, very hot in the morning, but after suddenly rain will come, isn't it? So these changes in the climate, changes in that weather condition, isn't it? Okay, the climate in the temperature zone has an effect on natural vegetation. The climate is the temperature zone has effect on natural vegetation. What is natural vegetation? That is, the plant or trees grow well by naturally. No one can grow it. People can't grow it. It grow by natural. It is called natural vegetation. Okay. Now we see that three types of zones. That is torrid zone, temperate zone and frigid zone. This is last class we learned this portion. So I recall. So little carefully listen here, ma. Okay, the torrid zone means what, ma? Torrid means very hot. Torrid means, say the spelling, Torrid. Okay, yes, this torrid means very hot or hot zone between the Trophical. This place, this torrid zone lies between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. It lies between Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. What is Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn? This is the first set of special latitude. Latitude, okay? Can you remember it? Tropic of Cancer in the north and Tropic of Capricorn in the south. This is the first set of latitude or longitude. Yes, very good. It is a latitude. Can you clear it now? Okay, fine. Now see here. Then the temperate. Temperate means what, ma? Torrid zone means very hot. Okay. The different temperature zones, the zones are divided into three: torrid, temperate, frigid. Okay, clear it? Okay, torrid means it is hotter, very hot zone only, but temperate zone means neither too hot nor too cold zone. What's the meaning of that? Not too hot, not too cold. So medium. It is the temperate zone. Can you clear it? So torrid means very hot. At the same time, temperate means neither too hot nor too cold. That means it is the medium. It is between the, where it is lies, the temperate zone. Can you remember or can you say? Okay, very good. It is between the Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle in the northern hemisphere. So, now listen here. This temperate zone means it lies. Where is it means? It is between the Tropic of Cancer. Where is Tropic of Cancer? This is the first set of special altitude in the northern hemisphere. Can you clear it, ma? Okay, so the Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle. This is Arctic Circle is the second set of special latitude in the northern hemisphere. So this temperate zone lies between the first special latitude, that is the Tropic of Cancer, and the second latitude, that is a Arctic Circle. So in between this place is this zone is the temperate zone. Can you clear it? Okay, fine, ma. Okay. Then in the north and with Tropic of Capricorn and the Antarctic Circle in the southern hemisphere. So this temperate zone lies between. Okay, and the southern also Tropic of Capricorn and the Antarctic Circle. Can you clear it now? Okay, so we see the torrid zone and temperate zone. Now we can clearly see the torrid zone, isn't it? Now listen here. Okay, now listen here. Torrid means very hot. Temperate means neither too hot nor too cold. At the same time, what is frigid zone? The frigid zone is very cold or cold zone. Can you clear it now? What is cold zone? That is frigid is a very cold zone, isn't it? Frigid. What's the meaning that? Very cold. From the our fridge also very cold. cooling purpose, isn't it? So frigid means that is very cold. Okay, this now can you clear it that zone where is it lies? Can you clear it? Now we can see that frigid zone where it lies. It lies Arctic Circle in the North Pole in the northern hemisphere and Antarctic Circle to the South Pole in the southern hemisphere. That is near the poles. Arctic Circle to South Pole. Antarctic Circle to Arctic Circle to the North Pole. Okay, in the northern hemisphere and the Antarctic Circle to the South Pole in the southern hemisphere. Okay, so it is a frigid zone. It is very cool because it lies in between the second set of special latitude to North Pole. Okay, and respectively South Pole also. Can you clear it? Now we see that clearly, elaborately. What is storage zone? What is storage zone, ma? Okay, fine. Now listen here. These areas which are near the equator, that is degrees numbered as 10 degree north and south of the equator. So that's meaning 10 degree north. At the same time 10 degree south of the equator. Or called, yes, now listen here. These storage zones also, it divided into two zones. That is equatorial regions and trophical regions. Okay, torrid zones is divided in two regions. So torrid zone only, but regions too. That is equatorial regions and trophical regions. Okay, what is equatorial regions? Okay, it is areas which are near the equator. That is 10 degree north. At the same time 10 degree south. That is the equatorial regions. So equatorial regions means at the time you remember that 10 degree north and 10 degree south. At the same time, what is trophical regions? That is areas between 10 degree and 30 degree north and south of the equator. Areas between 10 degree to 30 degree, but this equatorial region is equator to 10 degree north and 10 degree south. But at the same time, what is the trophical regions? That is 10 to 30, 10 and 30 in the north and 10 and 30 in the south. That is the trophical regions. Can you clear it one now? These two regions, okay, equatorial regions 10 degree north and south. At the same time, trophical regions means 10 and 30 degree in the north, 10 and 30 in the south. Can you clear it? Okay, fine. So, torrid means that is very hot. Okay, keep it in mind. Don't forget. Okay, fine. I'm listening here. Now we see that features of the torrid zone. What are the characteristic features of the torrid zone? Isn't it? Okay, equatorial regions. So zone is there. Now then we see that what are the features of the torrid zone, isn't it? Okay. Now listen here. First of all, equatorial regions. Equatorial regions means that is parts of Africa, South America and Southeast Asia. These equatorial regions lies in the parts of Africa continent, South America continent and Southeast Asia. India lies which continents? That is a Asia continent. At the southern part of Asia, India, isn't it? Okay, and India is the biggest continent in the world. So India lies in the biggest continent, Asia. No doubt, no? Okay, fine. Listen here more. Then now we see that equatorial regions and trophical regions. So these two regions from torrid zone. First of all, we see that what is equatorial regions and trophical regions, isn't it? Okay. That's 10 degree north and south of the equator, that is the equator, it is hot, temperature is, weather condition is hot and humid within throughout the year. Throughout the year means that is a permanent, means that is a climate, okay. Then evergreen equatorial rainforest in layers largest variety of land and water animals. Then few people, very few people only live here, equatorial regions, because it is very hottest, and there is mainly a tribal population. Tribal population means the population is not settled permanent, they are moved from one place to another, okay. That is the equatorial regions characters. At the same time, what about the tropical regions? It lies in the Indian subcontinent and other parts of Southeast Asia, isn't it? The place, location places, that is Indian subcontinent. Subcontinent, we already know that subcontinent means that is what? The India's neighboring countries, that is Pakistan, Bhutan, Bangladesh. This is our neighboring continent, neighboring countries, subcontinent. Okay, it is lies between 10 degree and 30 degree north and south of the equator. Hot summers, very months, cooler winters in the. So here these tropical regions, that is neither good nor hot, so medium, okay, temperature. So here deciduous is trees. Deciduous means very short trees and also shed their leaves often, especially in summer seasons, and plants eating and flesh eating animals here. Farmers are people who live and work in cities and towns. So we are living in the near the tropical regions, isn't it? Okay, so neither not good, it is a medium temperature, and people also work for so many works, farmers. Oh, isn't it? Then we see that hot desert and tropical grasslands. So this is the previous class we learned. Okay, then we see that the temperate zone. What is temperate zone? Temperate zone means this very coldest zone or very hottest. What about that? No, it is not too hot, it is not too cold, it is the medium. This is a temperature zone, isn't it? Okay, shall we see now? Yes, this zone includes all the continents except Antarctica. Okay, this temperate zone includes all the continents. How many continents we have? 7 continents: Asia, Africa, Europe, North America, South America, Australia, and Antarctica. Okay, so these temperate zones includes all the continents except Antarctica. Okay, this temperate means, what's the meaning of temperate? It's neither too hot nor too cold. What's the meaning that? Not too hot, not too cold, but it is a medium, isn't it? Some areas are very dry. Now listen here. Some areas are very dry and arid. Others have grasslands, and there are some forest area as well as. Okay, that is a temperate zone. Now listen here, ma. Now we see that where is the temperate zone? That is, this zone includes all the continents except Antarctica zone. Antarctica continent. Can you clear it, ma? Okay. Okay, sorry, ma. Now listen here. This zone includes, this temperate zone includes all the continents. Very, very, very important point. Keep it on mind. Okay. Now we see that features of the temperate zone. What are the features of temperate zone? That is, neither too hot nor too cold. Yeah, this temperate zone is, that is neither too hot nor too cold, isn't it? Then what's the climate? That warmer near the tropics in both hemispheres. Yes, near the tropics, very hottest, no, warmer near the tropics in both hemispheres. Then colder as we move away from the equator, Yes, we move from the equator to far away from the equator. Now listen here, we move from very long distance or move away from the equator, far away from the equator, not away, but how to say, far away from the equator. What happened? That is very coldest, isn't it? Then desert climates in and regions. Yes, this desert climate in the arid regions. Then less rain than hot zones. This climate condition is less rain than hot climate. Has 4 distinct seasons. We have 4 distinct seasons. What are the seasons? Summer, winter, spring and autumn. These are the climate. So, nice climate only. But animal life. What about animal life in this temperate zone? That is, animals are adapted to the habit of various ways, including hibernating and migration. Okay, here this habitat of the animals are including hibernating. Okay, now listen here. Now we see that animal life. First we see that climate. Now we see that animal life. The animals are adapted to the habit in various ways, including that is hibernation. What is hibernation? To avoid extreme cold, some of the animals take rest in some burrows. For why? Not burrows. Yes, and some lives inside that burrows, inside the mud. So taking rest to avoid extreme cold. At the same time, these birds are moves from one place to other. One place means one country to far away. It moves. It flies far away from one country to other countries. That is a migration. For why these animals, this migration and hibernation is useful to it? Because to avoid extreme heat or extreme cold. Okay, so migration means to avoid extreme what? Extreme heat. At that time hibernation means to avoid extreme cold. Okay, then northern hemisphere plant eaters. What are the animals here have? Plant eaters, giant panda, carnivorous, then meat eaters. Plant eating, that is a herbivorous, or meat eating animals, that is a carnivores. This northern hemisphere have, and southern hemisphere anteaters and albatross, anacondas, that is a southern hemisphere. Some animals lives in the northern hemisphere, some animals lives in the southern hemisphere. That we see that. Next we see that, now listen here more, natural vegetation. What are the natural vegetations here? That is a grasslands. Grassland means grasses, for example acacia, some grasses and trees also have. That is, name of the trees, acacia trees. That is a natural vegetation. Very important point. What is natural vegetation? The plants or animals, these plants and trees that grown by naturally, not at all grown by any people. That is a natural vegetation, grown by natural. So natural vegetation, that is very important. Grasslands. Then next, deserts. Desert means we know that is the adaptation of desert plants, that is thorny plants or these with the fleshy stems like cactus, isn't it, ma? Okay, then other forest, deciduous. Deciduous forest means it is very small type of plants and it always shed their leaves, like example oak and beech, like that, isn't it? Then coniferous. Coniferous means we know that is a tall, straight, cone-bearing trees with needle-like leaves like fine fir. Okay, So coniferous means that is a trees, that coniferous tree is very tall, straight cone bearing trees with the needle-like leaves like a fan. Okay, then what we have? Mixed vegetation. Here what vegetation? Mixed vegetation is there. Okay, this, that is deciduous, conifers, cypress and bushes like lavender and rosemary. These are the examples. So this is a mixed type of vegetations, that is the features of temperate zone natural vegetation. So okay, we can see that. Then animal life also, that is herbivores, carnivores, we can see that, isn't it? Okay ma. Then we see the people. So how the, what type of people live in this temperate zone? Okay, that is particular places of this temperate zone. So we can see that now we learned that climate, animal life and natural vegetation. Now we can see that people. Then that is northern hemisphere, most of the people doing the farming, mechanized farming in developed areas that grow large amount of wheat. Hence this region is called granaries of the world. Okay, this northern hemisphere is called the granary of the world. World level. People who live and work in the southern hemisphere. Okay, then what's that life? Nomadic. What is the meaning of nomadic? It is moving. The people is not permanently staying, they are moving people, and in that regions they are moving from one place to other places. And farmers and ranchers are also here. People who live and work in cities. Okay, that is the type of what type of people. We can see that features of the temperate zone. Okay ma. Okay, fine. Now listen here. So this exam portion, only 3 lessons only. So I already given the notes, book exercise. You please copy it and study well. One important point, if you clearly read in your book, then only you will easy to find out the answer. So please read that, and doubt means you ask me. Okay, fine. Today I will give questions to copy it. Okay, okay, fine ma. Thank you.